Hello dear students, hope you all are fine and doing well. I am Shweta and today we are going to start our first chapter of IT, that is Advanced Web Designing. In 11th standard, we have already studied some basic tags in HTML. And now let us study some advanced tags in HTML. In this video, we will learn advanced input elements of forms and coding of forms using input elements. Now, before starting advanced tags, let us revise some points of forms. So, according to you, what is forms in HTML? If you remember, we have studied that an HTML form, it is used to collect user input. So what this says? This says that we can collect information or data from user using what? Forms. So what type of data do we collect from user? We collect information like name of the user, address of the user, mobile number, gender, qualification, hobbies, etc. So all this data, this will be collected using what? Forms. Now, form tag is used in HTML to define a form. So what this says that for defining a form, which tag we are going to use? We are going to use form tag. Form elements are different types of input elements like text field, password, radio button, checkboxes, reset, submit and many more. So this all elements we have discussed in 11th standard. So why we are using text field? Text field, it is used to enter name of the student or person. Then again it can be used to enter mobile number as well. Then if the address is small, we can use text field. Then password, why we are using password? By using password we can set our password. Radio button, it is used to select single option. Okay, so using radio button only one option can be selected at a time. Checkboxes, checkboxes, they are used for selecting multiple options. Reset, so this reset button, it is used to clear the contents of the form. So once whatever you have entered, and if you don't want that form to be submitted, then you can clear that using reset button. Then submit, once the form is filled, then you have to submit that form to the server. So for that we are going to use submit button and many more. So now we are going to study some advanced elements in forms. Let us see example of form elements with coding which we have studied. See here, this is the coding of HTML form. In this HTML form is declared within h2 tag. So what is this h2? It is nothing but heading level second. Next, form. So once we declare form, we can use elements of form inside this form tag. Okay, now first name. What is this first name? What we are going to enter? Name. So name is what? Text. So the input type will be text. Name is equal to f name. This name is given, this f name, it is a name of what? Text box. Next is last name. Here also we are going to enter what? Text only. So the input type will be text. Name is equal to L name. So this L name, it is a name of what? This text box. Next is gender. Here the input type is radio. In this example, we can see that both radio buttons, they are having the same name, that is R1, and here also R1. For male also we are giving R1 name, and for female also we are giving R1 name. Why it is so? Because in radio button we can select only one option at a time. In this example, gender can be either male or female, but not both. That's why the name should be same. If the names are different, that is, if male is having the name R1 and female is having the name R2, then we can select both options, which is incorrect. That's why for radio button, you have to give same name for one group. This gender is one group and this both are included in this group. That's why both names should be same. Next is Hobbies. Hobbies means what? One person can have more than one hobby. So we have to select multiple options. So for that purpose, what we are going to use for selecting multiple options, we have to use checkbox. So here we are declaring checkboxes with different names so that we can select multiple options. Lastly, we are using submit button to submit this form to the server. Value is equal to submit. So in output, whatever we write in value, that is seen in the output. So instead of submit, if you're writing OK in value, then we will see what? OK in the output. So let us see the output, how it looks. So see, this is the output for this coding. So see, HTML form heading level 2. So this it is HTML form with heading level 2. Next is first name. So this is first name with this text box. So here you can enter your name. Then last name. This is text box where you can enter your last name, that is surname. Then gender, male, female. So if you're male, you will select male. If you're female, you can select female. But you see whether you can select both options. No, we cannot. Then hobbies. Multiple hobbies. If you're having reading hobby, chatting hobby, dancing, cooking, whatever hobbies, you can select that options. And at last, we can submit the form. Okay, so this is the simple example of form elements which we have already studied. Let us see advanced input elements of forms in HTML5. There are various types of input elements. From that, we are going to see few of them. So, first one is input type color. This input type color, it will be used for input fields that should contain a color. Means if you want to add a color or you want to select a color, that time you can use this input type. Okay. Then, depending on browser support, a color picker can be shown up in the input field. So, it also depends upon the browser whether to show the color picker or not. Means different types of colors you can see only in the supported browsers. Like if you are using browsers of earlier version, Internet Explorer is of earlier version, then you cannot able to see this color picker. So in the recent versions of browser, you will be able to see the color picker. Color should be entered in hexadecimal format. So this hexadecimal format is like this: hash, RR, GG, BB. So what is this hexadecimal? Hexadecimal means 6. Okay. So here you can see that this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is hexadecimal format for declaring the color. RR stands for red color, GG stands for green color, BB stands for blue color. Suppose if you want to display red color, then what you will write? You will write hash FF. Instead of RR, you will write FF 0000. So this will give you red color. If you want green color, then you will write 00 FF 00. Then it will give you green color. Suppose you want blue color, then what you will write? You will write this starting 4 of them. This RR and GGS 00 and BBS FF. Then you will get blue color. So instead of this, if you are not writing this hexadecimal format, will do. Even you are writing input type color, it will show you different colors from which we can select our favorite color. So let us see it with one example. Select your favorite color. Now suppose you want to write coding for selecting your favorite color, then how you will write? See the coding. So this is the coding for selecting your favorite color. Heading is color picker. So this is just heading level 1 as a color picker. Then we are declaring form. We are writing H2, select your favorite color. Input type is equal to color. So for selecting the favorite color, we are going to use type as color. Name is equal to favorite color. So this name, it will be for this color. Okay, for this type color. So always we are going to use name for the type. So in further codings, I am not going to define what is this name. I am not going to tell you what is this name. always we are going to give name to the types. But these names, they will never be seen in the output. Then value is equal to hash 0000FF. Now from this coding, what will be the output? I have already told you here that if FF is in the last, then which color you will get? You will get blue color. So then next is input type, submit, value is submit. So select your favorite color and submit the form. So how the output will look? Let us see. See, this is the output. So color picker, select your favorite color, and this is called as what? Color picker. Now you came to know what is color picker. You have already seen such type of colors, color picker, right? So this is nothing but color picker. Here we have given value. That's why by default blue has been selected. Suppose you want to select different color. Now also you can select different color. But if you're not writing this value, it is not compulsory. Suppose this value you don't want to write, don't write. Just write input type, color and name. Name is also not compulsory. Even if you write input type is equal to color, this color box will come. Means when you click on this color, you can see the color picker. But by default color, that time it will be black. If you are not giving value, then the by default color here will be black, and after you click here you can see this color picker, and then you can select your favorite color. Let us see the next input element of form. Input type number. So this input type number, it defines a numeric input field. This means that if you want to enter any number, then we can use input type what? Number. You can also set restrictions on what numbers are accepted. This means that if you want to set restrictions, that means which numbers to be entered and which to be not. So for that you can set restrictions using min and max attribute. Min, min, that is minimum value and maximum value. So it is not compulsory that both should be used together. You can either give min or max, or you can use both of them. For example, if you want the numbers to be displayed between 10 to 20, okay, or if you want to set the range between 10 to 20, then you can write min is equal to 10 and max is equal to 20. Okay, now let us see it with example. So what is the example here? It is quantity of IT books. Means if you want to buy books of IT, then how much quantity of IT books you want to buy? Let us see it with coding. So this is the coding for quantity of IT books. Now this H1, H2, this we have already studied. So I won't explain all these things again and again. Okay, so our concentration will be main on this input types only. Okay, so here input type is equal to number, means quantity of IT books. For that, what we are going to use? We are going to use input type as number, means we can select any number for buying the IT books, means quantity. Then name is equal to quantity, min is equal to 1, max is equal to 10. This means that minimum you can buy 1 IT book and maximum you can buy 10 IT books. Okay, so from 1 to 10 the quantity will be displayed, because we have given here min and max restrictions, that's why. So once the quantity you select, you can submit the data. Now let us see the output, how it looks. So see, this is the output for this coding. Okay, so minimum is 1, and if you want to increase the quantity, you can just press that upward arrow and you can increase the quantity, and then you can submit the data. Suppose if I don't want to use this min and max attribute, so whether this coding will work? Yes, it will work. So if you're not using this min and max restriction, then any number you want, you can either type it, or you can press that upward arrow or downward arrow to increase the number or to decrease the number. These arrows are present over there. So any number, even 10,000, 1 lakh, whatever number you want, you can enter in that field. Okay, so after practicing, or if you practice this question by using attributes and without attributes, you will come to know how it works. I hope it is clear to you. Next type of form element is input type URL. Input type URL is used for input fields that should contain an URL address. This says that if you want to enter any website name, then you have to use input type is equal to URL. So this is used to enter the address of the website. So what does this URL stands for? It is nothing but Uniform Resource Locator. So it locates your websites. Okay. So let us see the example. Suppose you want to enter your home page or your favorite website, then how we will write coding. See, here is the coding. Add your home page. Input type is equal to URL. Name is home page. Then after entering this website name or your home page name, you can submit the data. Now let us see the output of this coding. So your coding will this coding's output will be like this. Okay, so here add your home page. Here you have to add the address of your home page. Suppose you are writing www.google.com, it won't work. It will give you the error that please enter URL. So always URL means address starts from HTTP. So you should always write http:// and the name of your website. Then only it will work. Okay. Next type of form element is input type image. Input type image defines an image as a submit button. This says that if you want to use image as a submit button, then you have to write input type is equal to image. Then this image will work as a submit button. The path to the image is specified in the src attribute. What this says that whichever image you are going to use, that image location or path, you want to copy it and then you want to paste it in the src attribute. Now let us see one example where you are going to use image as a submit button. So this is the coding where we are going to use image as a submit button. Here you are going to enter first name, last name and then input type is equal to image. So see here, instead of writing submit, what I am using? I am using image. So here the image is going to work as a submit button. src is equal to, this is the location or what? Path of the image. This path or location, it is my image location, but this will be not same for your image. So for that you have to copy paste your image path. Alt is equal to submit means instead of image, if the location of image is wrong, then the alternate text which is going to be displayed will be submit. Width is equal to 50, height is equal to 50. So this is height and width of the image. So you can specify whatever you want. Now let us see the output of this coding. So this is the output for this coding. Here you want to enter first name, then last name, and after entering this data, you want to submit it. Here, see this image has been displayed here. So this will be working as what? As a submit button. So after clicking on this image, this data gets submitted to the server. Is it clear to you? Next form element is input type date. Input type date is used for input fields that should contain a date. This says that if you want to enter any date, then that time you are going to use input type is equal to date. Depending on browser support, a date picker can show up in the input field. This says that you're using earlier versions of browser, then it might be possible that you will be not able to see a date picker. But if you're using recent versions of browser, then a date picker will be available. Okay, so let us see it with one example. Here is the example. Select your birthday. Now, how you'll write coding for this? Let us see. So this is the coding for birthday. Now see here, birthday is there, input type is equal to date, name is equal to birthday. Enter the date and submit the form. Now how this output will look? Let us see. So see, this is the output. Here, this is called as what? Date picker. Means we can pick the date from this calendar. Okay. So this date picker will be available depending upon the browser. As I have told you, depending on the browser. If you are going to use earlier version, there might be a chance that you will be not able to see this date picker. But if you're using the recent versions of browser, then you can see this date picker. Okay, and then you can select the year, month, date, whatever. Whenever your birthday is there, you can select the date according to that. Next type of form element is input type email. Input type email is used for input fields that should contain an email address. So if you want to enter the email address, then you are going to use what? Input type equal to email. Now let us see the example where you are going to enter your mail ID. So this is the coding for entering your mail ID. Enter your email, input type is equal to email, name is equal to email. Then use submit button for submitting the form. So once you enter your mail address, then you have to submit the form. Now how the output will look? Let us see. So see, this is the output. Here you are going to enter your email address. So one thing you should keep in mind that you have to enter the valid email address. That is name with @ then domain name. Domain name is what? rediffmail.com, gmail.com, etc. So all these domain names. So this knows that this what is the rule or what is the syntax for writing the email address. So if you are writing only your name, then also it is going to fetch you the error. Otherwise, if you are writing name @ and you're not writing domain name, then also it is going to give you error. So you should always write the email address as per the rule. Next type of form element is input type month. Input type month allows the user to select a month and year. So using input type is equal to month, user can only select month and year. Here selection of date is not allowed. Depending on browser support, a date picker can show up in the input field. This again depends upon the browser. So whether the browser supports this date picker or not, it depends upon the browser which you are using. So suppose if you are using earlier versions of Internet Explorer, then this date picker will be not available. And even in the Firefox, Mozilla Firefox, even if it is of recent version, then also this date picker you cannot able to see. So you're not able to see this date picker in the Mozilla Firefox. So it works on Google Chrome and recent versions of Internet Explorer. So let us see the example where you are going to select your birthday month and year. So how to write coding for this? So this is the coding where you are going to write birthday month and year. Input type is equal to month. Name is equal to birthday month, input type submit. So see, it is very simple. You should just know how to use this. Now how the output will look for this coding. So see, this is the output. Here this is called as what? Date picker. But in this date picker, as you're using input type month, you're going to see only what? Month and year. So according to your birthday, you can select the year and the month. Next type of form element is input type range. Input type range defines a control for entering a number whose exact value is not important. So this means that here we are not going to actually enter the number. Here there will be one slider. Using that slider, we are going to select the value. Okay, so this is what for using the slider, what we are going to use, type as a range. So if we know, when you play the video, that time if you want to increase the volume, then you click on that volume button. So that time one slider appears. So that slider, if you want to increase the volume, you will move that slider where? Forward. And if you want to decrease the volume, where you will move the slider? Backward. So like that same way, here also when you use input type range, one slider will be appearing. Okay. Now default range is 0 to 100. So if you're not giving any min and max attribute, that time the default range means it will be starting from 0 up to 100. But if you want to set restrictions, means what numbers you want there, then that time you can write min and max values. So this you know already. I have discussed what is min and max. So if minimum you want 1 and maximum you want 10, then you can write min equal to 1 and max is equal to 10. Okay, then the slider will be containing what? Values from 1 to 10 only. Okay, from that you can select, by moving that slider you can select any number from that. Okay, so let us see it with one example for volume slider. So see, this is the coding to select range, or you can select volume. So here I am using volume between 0 and 50. So here you are going to use the range from 0 to 50. Input type range, name is vol, minimum is 0 and max is 50. Then you want to submit it. Okay, now how that slider looks, we will come to know how the slider looks when we are going to see the output. So let us see the output. Yes, so this is the output. Now you came to know what is slider. See, this is in middle. So that means this volume, it is from 0 to 50. So midpoint means how much it will be, approximately 25. So likewise you can select the volume. Okay, so this is called as slider. Next type of form element is input type date time local. So this specifies a date and time input field with no time zone. So this means that if you want to enter or select a date and time, then you are going to use which type? Date time local with no time zone. What is this no time zone? This says that it is not going to show you time depending upon the areas. That is, what is the timing in India, what is the timing in UK, US. This is not going to show you time zone. Okay, it is just simply you can pick the date and the time. That's it. Depending on browser support, a date picker can be shown in the input field. So this we have already discussed about this. What is this browser support? So a date picker means in which browser this date picker supports, that you will come to know when you are going to see the output of your coding. If suppose you are seeing your output in IE, that is Internet Explorer, if the date picker appears there, then you can say that yes, this browser supports this date picker. Okay, then in Mozilla Firefox also if it comes, then you can say that also this also browser supports. See in Google Chrome whether it supports or not. So you'll come to know from this only. From this only you can come to know which browser supports date picker. Okay, so let us see it with one example. Let us see birth date and time example. So this is the coding for your birthday, date and time. Okay, so here you are going to input type date time local name birthday time, then input type submit value submit. So enter your birth date, your birthday birth timing, and then you submit the value. Now how this looks? See, this is what it looks. Okay, so this is the date picker here. In this date picker you can see date as well as time also. So here you can select your birth date and then you can select the timing of your birth depending upon AM, PM, whatever. So you can select your timing from your 7 AM or 7:12 AM, 6:11 PM, whatever. So you can select that thing. Okay, that's it for date time. Next type of form element is input type time. Input type time allows the user to select the time. So this is similar to the previous case. There it was date time, here it is time. So in this case you are going to select only time. Okay. Now depending on browser support, a time picker can show up in the input field. So here also time picker can be seen only depending upon the browsers. So which browsers support time picker, that you have to decide. Means you cannot decide like this, you have to see the output in different browsers. So wherever the time picker comes, you can say that yes, my browser supports time picker. Means my this browser, Google Chrome, Mozilla Firefox or IE, you can say that only when you can see the output in different browsers. Okay. Now let us see it with one example. Now select the time. Now we will write coding for this. Let us see how is the coding. So this is the coding for time input control. Here you are going to use a selected time, input type, name, appoint. This, it is just a time, whatever you can give here. Name can be anything. Okay. Then you have to submit that timing. Now how the output looks, see. So this is the output for this coding. Now here see, this is called as what? A time picker. So this is a time picker from where you are going to pick the time and then submit the value. That's it. Next type of input element is input type week. Input type week allows the user to select a week and year. So if you want to select a week and year, then you are going to use which type? Input type week. So here also there is a date picker. Using this date picker, we can select the week and year. But here we cannot select a single date. Here you have to select a whole week. Whole week gets selected in this case. This also depends upon the browsers. So whether browser supports date picker or not, that you will come to know only when you see your outputs in different browsers. Now let us see the example of how to select a week. So this is the coding for selecting a week. Select a week, input type week, name equal to week, input type submit, value submit. So select a week and then submit the value. So let us look how the output is there. So this is the output for this coding. Now this is called what? This is the date picker. But in this date picker, you can only see what? Month, year, days, weeks. Here some addition is there. In this you can see the weeks. So if I want to select a single date, this won't allow you. Here the whole week you have to select. Okay. In this example, which week is selected? This 49th week is selected. So in 49th week, which dates are coming? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is the 49th week. Suppose if I am saying that yes, I want to go on holiday. Okay, I want to go on holiday for this week. Then for that type of examples, this input type will be used. So where to use this input type? It is clear to you how to use this input type. Next type of input element is input type search. Input type search is used for search fields. A search field behaves like a regular text field. So what this actually says that if you want to search any text or any site, so for that purpose you are going to use input type search. So if you know in Google, you are always using this Google for searching anything. Okay. So similar way this is also working. Okay, so let us see how to search any site or text. So this is the coding. Search Google, input type search, name is gsearch, input type submit, value is submit. So here you want to enter the name of site, website or text which you want to search as you do in Google search. Similarly here also you can do it. So let us see the output. So this is the output where you want to enter the site name or any text which you want to search. That's it. Next type of form element is input type file. Input type file defines a file select field and a browse button for file uploads. So this says that if you want to upload any file, For that purpose, you are going to use what? You are going to use input type file. Here one browse button will be there. So by clicking on that browse button, you can select the file which you want to upload. So let us see it with one example. So this is the example where you can see how to upload a file. Select a file, input type file, name is my file. Then input type is submit and value is submit. So let us see how the output looks. See, this is the output. So this choose file, this is the browse button. Here you want to click and you want to select the file from the drive which you are going to upload. Okay, so whichever file you select, that file name, here you can see this, there is one name, advanced web designing .jpg. So this is a jpg, that means it is an image file. So whatever file is there, if you want to upload it, just click on this browse button, okay, and then upload that file. That's it. Now let us see the last form element, input type tell. Input type tell is used for input fields that should contain a telephone number. Suppose if you want to enter telephone number or mobile number, then what type of field you are going to use? You are going to use input type is equal to tell. So let us see it with one example, how to enter mobile number or telephone number. So this is the coding for entering the mobile number. Now here, by seeing the coding, it looks somewhat tricky. So let us see what it is. Input type tell, name, phone, placeholder is equal to 123-45-678-90. Now what is this actually? This placeholder, it actually tells you how to write the mobile number. So this number, it will be displayed in the output. So this shows you the pattern of writing the mobile number. Okay, in some forms, when you enter any online forms, that time you can see some text will be written by default. Means it shows you the pattern how to write. Like for example, name, it shows you that write first name, then middle name, then last name, like this, or last name first, then middle name, like this. So this is also doing the same work. Okay, but this placeholder, it will be depending upon whom, it depends upon pattern. So if pattern is like that, then you have to write the same thing in the placeholder, because this placeholder, whatever you write in the placeholder, that can be seen in the output, but you cannot see pattern. That's why how you will come to know that which pattern you have to follow. So for that purpose, you are going to use placeholder. So see here, in pattern it is written that you can enter 3-digit number which can be any numbers from 0 to 9. Then dash, then again 2-digit numbers from any numbers from 0 to 9. Then again dash, then again 3 numbers from 0 to 9. Again dash, again 2 numbers from 0 to 9. Okay, so this same thing you can see here also it is written. Okay, so this only tells you that how to write the phone number. Okay, now after entering the phone number, if you're not entering the phone number in this pattern, then it is not going to proceed further. It will give you some error that please enter valid number or something like that. Okay, now let us see the output. So this is the number. Here you have to enter the number, mobile number. So see, this is the by default pattern it has been displayed. This is what placeholder. So same thing is written over here. So you have to write your mobile number in this fashion only. That is, suppose your mobile number is 8097. So you cannot write 4-digit first. You have to write 809 dash, then 7 and the number which is there. Okay, the similar fashion. Then you have to submit it. Now we will see one more example where I am going to use another pattern. Okay, now let us see the another example. Let us see one more example of input type tell. So this is the coding for entering a mobile number. In this case, I am going to use mobile number in sequence, means there is no dash. Okay, so here the pattern is enter 10-digit mobile number without dash. Okay, so any number which can be from 0 to 9. So placeholder, it just works as what? as an example for the user that write the mobile number in this format only. Okay, if he is not trying to write the mobile number in that format, then he is going to get the error. Okay, so next one is landline number. Here the placeholder we are going to write 1234 dash 567890. So here this is your city code, that is 0251 dash then your landline number. So this also depends upon what pattern only. First, what is the pattern C? 4-digit number which can be any number from 0 to 9, then dash, then 6-digit number from any number from 0 to 9. Okay, so if the user tries to write wrong number, then he is going to get the error. Now let us see the output for this coding. So see, this is the output where I'm trying to write 11-digit mobile number. So it is giving me the error that please match the requested format. So similar thing will be happening for this for landline number also. If you try to write landline number in a wrong format, that is without dash after 4-digit, then it is also going to give you the same error. Or even if you're trying to write 11-digit number for landline, then also it is going to give you the error. Okay, so I hope all is clear to you till now. Okay, so well, this is all for today. In the next coming lecture, we are going to see input restrictions of form elements. So today we have studied all the input type of form elements which are there in your syllabus. But all of you please try to keep note of all this coding because these codings are not in your textbook. Okay, if you have any doubts, please ask me. Thank you for watching this video. Stay at home, stay safe and happy learning.